This is the performing songwriter, and my name is Ray Naylor. My guest today is songwriter Billy Penn Burger. In 2014, Billy won WSTW's Homey Award for Best Male Artist, and in 2016, he was the Homey Award winner for Best Songwriter. Billy plays solo as well as with his band. Mark Moss, Grammy-nominated engineer and musician, said of Billy Penn Burger, "Billy Burger writes songs that make other songwriters say, 'I wish I wrote that song.'" I'll be back to talk to Billy, but first we're going to hear one of his original songs.
I'm Billy Penn Burger. This song is called "The Last to Know." Sister told me she was worried about you. Never seen you quite like that. I said, really? I hadn't noticed. But you know me, blind as a bat. Nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. If you need something, please tell me so. Sad but true, I'm dumb as a hammer, so I'll be the last to know. All I want in the world is for you to be happy, happy like me every day with you. If I can do something to make it all better, say what it is, baby, that's what I do. Nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. But you know me, I'm just a little slow. Can you give me a chance and say what you're feeling? Or must I be the very last to know? Yeah, there's nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. But you know me, I'm just a little slow. Sad but true, I'm dumb as a hammer. I'm always the last to know. Yes, I'm always, can't help it, I'm always. You know me, I'm always. Baby, I'm sorry, but I'm always the last to know.
Billy Penn Burger.
Hi, Ray.
How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks
for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I agree with Mark Moss.
That's awfully nice. Thank you.
Now, I was looking for a bio on your website, which I didn't find, so you're going to have to tell us about yourself.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I'm from this area. I grew up in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I live in West Grove now. I've been playing music all my life, but with some gaps in there. So I think, maybe about 9 years ago, I guess, I had a little shot of creative adrenaline, I'll say, and kind of have a whole new burst. Made a couple records of original songs. Really, before that, just started writing more, became a more confident performer. Kind of grew into myself, I would say, sort of late in life. So I played in bands in the 70s and 80s, and then I had kind of an extended hiatus from like the mid-'80s to the, we'll say, late '90s, although the original thing really got momentum more, I would say 2007, 8, 9, around in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been, it's been a wonderful sort of late in life bit of validation for me, and I guess that tells enough. Does that tell enough?
Yeah, and as I mentioned in the introduction, you've gotten some very nice accolades for your songwriting. So I wanted to ask you, from your point of view, what makes a good song? When you write a song, what are you looking to do?
That's a good question. And there's all kinds of good songs, but for me, when I write a song, I want to be moved. I want to be touched. I heard somebody say, when you're writing a song, if it doesn't make you cry when you're writing it, it's probably not that good. So, I think there's something there. I'm trying to communicate a certain warmth and humanity, in my music, just because that's what is important to me. I'm not a good candidate to rewrite Highway to Hell, or you know what I mean. So it's some of it is just sort of self-realization. Maybe I could say.
Well, I think what I feel and what I've read and heard people say over and over again that know what they're talking about is that the song has to be able to touch the audience on some emotional level. It doesn't, it doesn't. It could be sadness, could be happy, could be funny, whatever, and that's really what you have to strive for.
I think that's really true. I think that's really important, and it has to, you want it to be real.
Yeah.
It's hard to fake that. So it took me a long time to have enough sort of confidence as an individual to know, have an idea how I wanted to touch people, what I wanted to say, sort of very broadly.
Well, since we're talking about the songs, I think that's also true with performing. Mm-hmm. For you, how do you try to communicate with the audience when you're on stage? Is that something you think about, or you just kind of do it, or?
Well, similarly to, what I explained before about my music making history, it took me a while to become really comfortable on stage. I think I am now. I'm a comfortable performer, and I love it. I really enjoy it. Generally speaking, I don't get very nervous anymore,
Yeah.
And I think that that's important. I think just as you want to take you want to bring sincerity to a song that you're singing, that you're writing. You want to bring sincerity, empathy to your performance in the same way. So, when I sing one of my songs, whether it's solo or with a band, I try to really sort of inhabit it. I don't necessarily do it exactly the same way all the time. I'll play with phrasing. I think, what people know, people can feel it if you're just going through the motions or if you really feel it. So I try to take that to the stage as much as I can.
Why don't you talk a little bit about your band, who's in the band, and what their contributions are?
Well, my band can be sometimes a little bit fluid, but I would say that there's a core band there that includes Steve Prentice on keyboards, Chuck Whiteman on saxophone, Nick Bucci on guitar, John McGovern on bass, and Chris Sherlock on drums. So that's a 6-piece band that is sort of the core band for doing the big shows that we do. If I woke up and had my dreams coming true, and we were going on tour, that would be the band I would take. But I also really enjoy playing in sort of stripped down combinations, doing solo shows. I mean, they all have their own, appeal for me.
I was thinking of is I don't know if I've brought this up on the previous shows or not. If it was, it's a long time ago. It has to do with the performing issue, and that is developing set list. So I thought I'd ask you, when you develop a set list, assuming you do.
I do.
Okay, because say that, because one time I saw Arlo Guthrie perform, and he was performing with an orchestra. You see, he said, "This is the first time I've had a set list since 1969." So anyway, when you put together a set list, what goes through your mind?
I am a compulsive set list maker, and like just now getting to be a little bit less so, but with the bands that I played in and that sort of thing, I always wanted to be the guy that wrote the set list. And I'm looking for a certain, I want it to evolve. I'm thinking about what songs, seem to go well together, aren't too much alike, back to back. When some of the other projects that I've done I've played in all cover bands. I've played in bands that did a little bit of, a few originals mixed in with the covers.
Right.
I'm always looking for what I think is going to be a set that will, take people on a journey. So a little different when you're doing all of your own stuff. I also, I think about, for me, I live with these songs all the time.
Right.
So when I do a show now, I'm really drawn to doing as much new material as I can. And I think I need to keep in mind that there are folks that don't, live with the songs like I do, and maybe want to hear at least a few from the first two records, and but mostly I just want to take them on a journey. I want them to leave happy and elevated. That's if I can do that, then I guess I've done my job. I think it's funny to call it a job. I've met my goal, maybe.
Okay, cool. We're going to hear some more of your music.
Great.
But before we do, I'm going to be playing a portion of a video of my next guest on the next show.
Okay.
And her name is, we're going to talk about your CD a little bit later, is Elisa Garcia. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
I do not know her.
Now I believe she's 17 or 18. But when she was 15, she was one of the winners of the Philadelphia Songwriters Project.
Okay, I'm familiar with that.
A yearly contest. And this 2015, and this particular song, it is called Sincerely Me. So we'll watch Elisa Garcia now. She's my next guest in a couple weeks, and then Billy will be back and do some more of your songs.
Great.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Ray.
The sun, the moon, the stars, a life a world apart, is waiting for me on the other side of today. Leaves, they'll start to change. Will I remain the same? Or will I start to fall like they do? Will there be me and you? Can you feel the breeze? Will money fall from trees? And can I find myself in time to figure out what's wrong and right? 'Cause baby, I'm a mess of emotions. All my heart's reckless, been bruised and broken. Handle with care, say you'll be there for me. 'Cause baby, I believe you've got your flaws and I've got mine, but nothing matters when our fingers intertwine.
This song is called Home Cookin'. Touch pepper spice jasmine rice, my Motown mix on the bowls. Just a drop of wine, enough for eyes to shine. And this magic moment grows. We'll dine by candlelight in our home, sweet home tonight. No need to go uptown. That's how we're cooking here in all this atmosphere. Nobody else around. Kitchen's bubbling hot, a lid for every pot, and it's all coming out real soon. Killer love song, you start to sing along, and you put me on top of the moon. We'll dance at home tonight in that soft candlelight. No need to go uptown. That's how we're cooking here in all this atmosphere. Nobody else around. Home cooking, good looking, earth shaking, love making. Nobody else around. That's called home cooking. This one, this is called These Are the Times. Sometimes a joke is laughing your ass off funny. Sometimes a gig is surefire, easy money. Sometimes the sky is blue and bright. Sometimes your eyes light up the night. These are the times I am living for. Sometimes a bear is what you eat for dinner. Sometimes you're blessed with good luck, the beginner. Sometimes we lock our arms and go one blind leap into the net below. These are the times I am living for. I have my share of lies and pain to get to where I'm standing, but I would do it all again to find this happy ending. Sometimes I wish we could live like this forever. Sometimes I wonder how we ever came together. Sometimes I think that it could be somebody's watching over me. These are the times I am living for. Sometimes I think it really could be somebody out there is looking out for me. These are the times I am living for. My darling, these are the times I am living for. It's called These Are the Times. This song is called For the Ones I Love. You can take to the airways, fire and flare, to the street and the picket line, to show that we care. But it won't really matter whatever I do if I don't come through for the ones I love. Sing you a story of family and friends, and maybe inspire a tear at the end. But none of my ballads are worthy to share if I'm not there for the ones I love. Ones I love. Patience and energy, kindness and loyalty, just like they're giving me. Let's have a discussion on whatever you choose. Politics and religion, that mess in the news. It won't really matter what I say in a song if I'm not strong for the ones I love. Ones I love, for the ones I love, for the ones I love. For the ones I love. Thank you.
So, that was a slide of several of our performers for the next probably 2 months, I guess. So, come back. Okay, Billy.
Yes.
You have an interesting guitar style.
No.
Is that something that just evolved over time, or?
Well, when I started playing again, I consciously tried to develop something that was my own. I play in some modified tunings. I don't think I did anything in too crazy tuning today, but drop D is sort of my standard tuning.
Okay.
Actually, I guess I played the one song that I've written in the last few years in standard tuning, but I very rarely play that way. A couple things about my guitar style. My friend Steve, the keyboard player in the band, I remember him talking about this guitar player that he liked that worked out voicings that had a lot of open strings to them. So that's something I kind of have thought about.
Yeah, it's nice, especially the finger picking.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, the music business has changed, especially the last, I guess, maybe 10 years, especially with streaming and other stuff.
Right.
How has that affected your music, if it has?
I like to think that I'm a professionally qualified amateur. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's so hard for people to make a living. I'm a little older now. I can't really see myself going out, on the road for extended periods of time. I have a real job. It certainly has changed. I think that there are. I don't think it affects my art. I certainly don't try to write for a different environment or anything like that. I play the music that comes to me that I care about. I do worry for the next generations. Because a lot of the people that we know have been playing music for a very long time. Even just the way music is consumed. We grew up with records. You go to the store, you get a 12-inch LP, you come home, you put it on, you listen to it start to finish, you read the lyrics with it as it's going by. Kids these days don't know that reality. They know 2 songs from an artist that they like, and they don't, I don't want to generalize too much, but that's certainly the trend. So, how has it affected me? As an observer, I would remark on it, because it's certainly changed. As for what I do, it really hasn't changed what I do as much as just how my music has evolved. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think it's tough. It's tough for young people coming up that really want to make a go at music professionally, because honestly, if you're not...
It's always been tough, but it's even tougher.
It's even tougher, and the audience's appetite, I think, is really changing. So we'll see. Who knows what tomorrow will bring.
Now, you do have some non-digital material as well as digital, and this is your latest CD?
That's my latest CD, yeah.
That's called The Night Outside.
Right, thank you.
And when did this come out?
2015, I think. Yes.
Is that your second or your...
This is my second CD.
Okay. And if somebody wants to get your music?
You can find that on iTunes and places like that, but also billypennburger.com is my website, and you can order it through CD Baby there. I'll be very grateful if you do. Or please come to a show. I always have them with me. The sign I put on the pile of CDs say, pay what you like. No amount is too large or too small to pay for these CDs. So,
that's interesting. I like that. I like that idea.
And sometimes people go home with them for free. Sometimes they give me $20 and everything in between, and it's all good. It's certainly not doing me any good in my basement.
Exactly. Yeah, I have a song about that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Are you planning to do any additional recording at this point?
I am. And the next record will be made at Morning Star Studio.
Okay.
Liz Ann Nod and Glenn Barrett. Thinking about doing a crowdfunding thing, and that's sort of the obstacle right now. I just haven't been able to quite get myself there to do it. Or we could get out the credit cards again, but that carries with it a certain amount of pain. So, but I have songs. I mean, none of the songs I played tonight or today are recorded on CDs, so they're all new songs. I have a lot of songs I would like to record. So, and that studio is amazing. I visited once and had a really good time.
Well, Liz Ann is one of my shows, and we did it in her studio.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think I saw that. Yeah, and she's terrific and a really, really great person. I like her a lot.
Okay. What is your website so people can get your stuff and see where you're going to be playing?
It's billypennburger.com. Penn like the founding father, burger like the sandwich. So,
Billy, thank you very much.
Ray, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with Alicia Garcia. See you then.